respective GF team, while Rodney represents Gata BJJ, another one of those high caliber athletes based out of the Middle East, a growing hotbed for Jiu-Jitsu on the international scene. Lots of high level Brazilians based out there nowadays.
Bebeto aggressively hunting for the neck there briefly there from top.
I like this lapel grip that Barbosa has. This half guard with the lapel through the legs. A very powerful grip. Not often seen in the lighter weights. Something you usually see it was popularized by athletes like Bernardo Faria, but it's a very powerful grip and it can really stop that knee cut, right? Bebeto hanging out in this knee cut position. You can see trying to dominate that inside hand, the sleeve grip of Rodney Jr. It's kind of switched more from a half guard to a reverse de la Hiva now. And you can see there that Barbosa is trying to use that inside hook to destabilize Bebeto. But Bebeto's posture in this position, a little unconventional. He's staying very high and he has a narrow stance. And I'm wondering if we may see Barbosa time a single leg from here. Seems to be the most obvious attack.
Yeah, wrestling up here has become pretty much a staple of the game. Although I'm enjoying seeing some passing from the Roosterweight division. A lot of times we see more of a double guard pull game, hunting for inversions and back takes. Bebeto opted to come to top. It's a strategy he used quite well at the 2022 Pan Championships, where he was the champion there.
You can see the way that Bebeto has controlling that the right hand of Rodney, and he's pulling up on the sleeve, keeping the shoulder off the mat. And of course, now Rodney can't post with that right hand on the mat to kind of come up for the single leg. Makes it very difficult for him to wrestle up when that hand is being controlled. But at the same time, it's this push-pull game because he has, you can see now, the right hand is kind of on the bottom of the lapel, bottom of the jacket. And I feel like Rodney is maybe looking for a moment to try and kick Bebeto over the top as well. It's kind of a little bit of a standoff in this position.
Brenda Alves da Silva, please report to the main table. Brenda Alves da Silva se presente à mesa central para ser o kimono. Brenda da Silva, please report to the main table with your kimono.
Bebeto demonstrating a powerful base there, happy to sort of weigh on Rodney. Rodney now getting up to a little more of an attacking style posture. Bebeto again looks to maybe slap on a quick guillotine. Rodney forced to lay back down. Certainly a cat and mouse game we're seeing playing out here in front of us.
Just 6 months ago at the 2021 World Championships in Anaheim, California, Rodney Barbosa hit the podium, took a bronze medal there, as mentioned, took the silver medal in 2019. Of course, we had to skip the 2020 World Championships. So Rodney Barbosa is one of the most capable and consistent athletes in this Roosterweight division. There's Bebeto, I feel, is really looking for that breakout moment. This could be it. You know, if he can get through this semifinal against a tough veteran like Rodney Barbosa, get into the final. And we're waiting to see who that opponent would be, because that match is taking place on match 1 right now between Taliesin Suarez and Kleber Souza. So we are guaranteed to see a brand new champion in 2021. The Roosterweight division, of course, has been dominated over the last 10 years by just a handful of athletes.
That's right. With the absence of Mikey Musumeci and Bruno Maffesini from the division, it opened right up. And we see these guys that have been on the bubble winning some of the other majors, but not quite the world championships, vying here for contention. So exciting moment in jiu-jitsu as we see maybe a transfer of the guard, but who knows? Mikey definitely is still very young and may decide to return his attention here to the world championships next season. Who knows?
This is an opportunity for somebody to. It's kind of amazing that they've been pretty much in this exact same position for over 5 minutes now, since that early guard pull from Rodney Barbosa at 0-0, very much stuck in this same grip sequence. But look at this, the way that Rodney Barbosa is almost entirely off the floor.
He's basically carrying himself there with that lapel grip. Pretty impressive. And the lasso, I suppose, is helping out as well.
Yeah, hanging from Bebeto. And Bebeto's posture has to be so careful now that he doesn't give up that single leg. And Barbosa actually has his right hand is gripping the belt of Bebeto. Very powerful grip. Really biding his time. Barbosa is like a koala bear on that leg.
You saw for a moment Barbosa trying to rock the posture of Bebeto, off balance him a little bit. Bebeto's base is rock solid here, and creating a bit of a stagnant dynamic between the two.
Very slow-paced, tactical match. No real progress made from either side here. This is when they call jiu-jitsu a game of inches, but now the referee is actually taking a look at his watch, and that is usually a signal that he could be close to issuing a stalling call, because if he sees a lack of activity, no real work towards progressing the position, then he could start calling penalties against one or both of these athletes. Yep, I think we're going to come forward there. The referee stops the action, calls a penalty against both competitors for a lack of activity. No warnings for passivity here at the IBJJF World Championships, just an immediate penalty. I feel like this is a little different there because Bebeto managed to pass his right knee across the torso, and it's not just in like a knee slide now. It's almost like if he was to drop that knee to the mat, it'd almost be a 3/4 mount. A second penalty being issued by the referee against both competitors.
Neither athlete seems to want to break from this strategy, which means we could very well see a third penalty issued here in the next 20 seconds or so, putting this match in dire straits.
It's quite remarkable to see a match like this go the distance and play out, and basically one will be issuing the third. It will be an immediate disqualification. You can only have a maximum of 3 penalties. If it's a double penalty, as we've seen the last 3, it'll be a double DQ. We've seen that happen as well.
Bebeto timed the guard pull beautifully there. Scores 2 points in the last minute.
Blasted forward. That was an ill-timed guard pull by Rodney Jr. Bebeto was able to spear forward, put him down to the mat with intention. Now inside the closed guard, or inside this guard position. I think this 2-point lead now, with 25 seconds left on the clock, that's the match in the bag. You can see now, all of a sudden, Rodney is trying hard to go high with his guard, but Bebeto looks absolutely solid in this position. That is the end of the match.
Oliveira representing GFT.
Bebeto advances. Will go through into the final, and that will be against Taliesin Suarez of Art of Jiu-Jitsu.